So now we're going to break down a couple different things. So one of the main the main chunks of this chapter is on sleep. So we're going to spend a little bit more time on awake versus asleep. Starting out with the circadian rhythm. So a circadian rhythm is your daily biological rhythm, the things you do each day, and it tends to control your cycles of when you're asleep versus when you're awake. And this rhythm is influenced by a variety of factors, both internally and externally. So your internal factors are things like your biological clock. Maybe when you feel hungry in the morning, your body wakes up, you get out of bed and you go get food. Or maybe you wake up because you have to pee, so you get out of bed. So it's those kind of internal bodily sensations that control what you're doing and when you get up and when you go to sleep. But there are also external factors. We call these zeitgebers. And these are things like sun lamps, sun shining through your window. If you've ever slept with like not strong curtains, if you have a window in your room, you might notice that the sun coming up might wake you up, right? Or for instance, scheduling can do this too. Let's say your work or your school starts really early in the morning or really late in the evening. You might then have to adjust your sleep schedule to get used to those start times, right? So these are external factors that you have to accommodate. So I have a thought question for you. What time did you get up during the summer? So if you're like me, I slept in all the time, right? I'm going to have you answer these questions down below just to kind of think about it though. But I want to know, what time did your high school start, if you remember this? I'm going to guess they're not similar times. Other thing to think about besides just external factors of scheduling and sleeping, what about those internal desires of hunger? What time do you typically eat lunch? And similar question, do you remember what time your lunch period was in high school? So these are examples of how, at least for me in my case, those are pretty different responses, right? So things like being involved in a structured high school timed out schedule, you start to adapt. If you eat a really early lunch, if you have a lunch period that's really early, you might start to get hungry earlier. Even if your natural state in the summer would be to eat lunch later. And same with waking up. You might start to train yourself to wake up earlier, even if in the summer, your natural instinct is to sleep later.